I'm going to take you on a tour of our Dreambox, how I set it up, and why it is just so convenient for my family and probably yours too. All right, so for starters, the Dreambox has on each side basically a narrow column here that's got these little shelves that you can put small things in and they won't fall off the shelf. And then each side has these two little rods, which are great for holding things like your vinyl paper, your ribbons, these little cubbies. And then underneath your cubbies, if you have stuff that you need to hang, there's these little holes in here where you could hang your hooks. I don't have anything for them yet, but I have the hooks now, which is great in case we do need them. And then you've got more of these little areas here. So I decided to put things that I didn't want the kids necessarily to have access to right away, all the way at the top. So we've got our tie-dye, liquids, some essential oils. I love making soaps and candles. And then I've got my vinyl paper right here. These things are really easy to take off, so you can just kind of pull this metal part off, pull this out, and then use a cutting machine to cut if you need, or you can just leave it on there and use a scissor. These little cubbies, so now we're getting down to the stuff that they can reach. So we've got glue. I've got little bottles in here for when I make scented stuff. And then a little further down here, I've got some paint for when I like to refinish furniture. I love to find good finds on Facebook Marketplace and update them, or even just change things around the house and update things I've already got. Then in our next column over here, we've got a combination of these wider drawers that pull out really nicely and these shoebox containers. The whole thing is modular, so you can arrange these however you want. Let's say you wanted the shoe boxes on the bottom and these on the top, or even a mix of them. You can absolutely do that. I decided to actually stick with the design, the suggestions that they had in the instruction manual to start with. I figured that was a good starting point, and as you can see, it's worked out really well for me. But if at any point I change things up and I want to move it around, it's really easy to do. So going down here, I've got lots of activities for the kids. I've got, that felted material, I've got knitting material, beads, lanyards, all sorts of stuff. And then we get up here, we've got candle making stuff and soap making stuff, which we love to do with the kids. And then, we've got more kid stuff. We've got markers and crayons and colored pencils and Play-Doh and stuff to make, ceramic bowls out of and whatever it might be. So everything we need there. I love to also cover things in like different types of twine and then spray paint them to give them texture. So we've got some of those. I've started teaching the kids how to do that. And then we've got kind of office supplies, art stuff over here. It's just a nice, convenient place to store that kind of stuff. Then we've got our table, which folds in, and I love that that's connected here. So everything's in one spot. And we've got probably my favorite machine ever, my Cricut machine, which I love having in a real place now. It used to actually live on our floor, which was not great. And then going down here, more of my paint stuff. Like I said, I love to refinish furniture, so I've got a lot of paint stuff. So my nice, heavy, big, chunky stuff goes down here, along with the big pieces of canvas paper for the kids and I to paint on. And then we've got some more office supply, art supply type stuff going over here, as well as some extras. So, scraps of vinyl paper, the what's it called? The transfer material, all that's in here. And then we get to the other side and we've got, kind of more paint stuff, really. Most of this is paint stuff, as well as some tie-dye stuff, some stickers so we can do all sorts of fun stuff, and origami paper even. It's just so convenient to put anything that's kind of crafting, activity-like in here. So I have easy access to it, but also so the kids can see what we've got, and now that they can see it, they're asking to do these activities more than they ever have, which is wonderful. Within probably 5 minutes of putting the last tote in, my oldest asked if he could do some painting. which I don't remember him ever asking, at least not for many, many years. So I am thrilled to have this. And the best part, since I wasn't really sure until I saw it in person, but since I've got 3 kids, this table is actually big enough that my 3 kids could each take a side and have enough room to do an activity together, which I love. I love when things are big enough for all 3 of them to play together. So I hope you like this tour. One thing I will say is I did get the tote racks, which are so much better than I expected. They are such a huge improvement. With the tote racks, I can move these shelves around so easily. You know, the usual pegs that you hold things on, those are really, really tight and really hard to grab onto and to move. And so being able to put them on these tote racks, I'll show you what they look like actually. Let's see, let me pull this out. So this is the tote rack, and as you can see, they're really easy to take off and super easy to put on if you just line it up properly. There we go. Hard to do while I'm holding the phone, but as you can see, it pops in one-handed and they come out really easily too. So I definitely recommend getting the tote racks. They are gonna make changing this thing up over time, as I'm sure I will, really, really easy. All right, so there's my tour. Hope you liked it.